Hello. Hello.
See what that note says. Meeting is being recorded. Got it. Okay, good. All right.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Happy Friday. We made it. It's Friday, right? Hopefully everybody is going to have a nice fun weekend. And you guys are lucky. We have our first period of the morning. All right, so we're going to be continuing today our project. Now, as of last week, right, we kicked off our project, and the project that we're working on is 3D monochromatic shapes, right? So last week, boys and girls, everyone created these. Do you remember what this was called? Do you remember what type of color we worked on? All right, go ahead. Go ahead. That's fine. Don't worry. Value, exactly. So we created our value cards. Now, why do you think we created these value cards? We're going to be learning about forms today more so, but why do you think last week we created value? Exactly. Kevin. So I hope everybody heard Kevin. That's exactly the way he said it was perfect. So we created our value cards because we're going to be applying this color theory method. It's one of our elements in arts, and when we're drawing our 2D shapes and then we're creating forms, one way to go about creating a three-dimensional shape, really, when we create a form, right, when we apply value, the lights and the darks, which is what we call tints and shades of value on a form, all of a sudden it becomes three-dimensional and it looks three-dimensional. And I don't know if you remember also last week, I also presented for you 2 or 3 artists that were geniuses the way they created sort of like three-dimensional shapes and they applied the value. So this was one artist here. His name was Monochromatic, and he's a very famous artist. He's a sculptor. He was born in Japan, and one thing that was special about him was his mother was American, right? So once he heard about all these stories about America when he was born in Japan from his mother, he wanted to come to New York, and he wanted to study sculpture. So he created this famous piece that's sitting in New York City right now. In downtown, I would say in the financial district, and it's sitting there right now, and you guys could also drive by and see it, and this is called the red cube. Now, one thing I like about this red cube is it's a single color, but what happens when there's a light source, which is natural light, hitting this cube? It might look lighter. Some areas are going to look lighter, some areas are going to look darker. Perfect. To create the lights and the darks, and all of a sudden from far away, it definitely looks three-dimensional. It's actually three-dimensional with the sculpture, right? And then we look at other artists that do graphic art. This was another famous artwork that we looked at last week, right? By N.C. This is the artist by N.C. Escher. He was a Dutch artist. He also does not live today, but he was a master at using geometrical shapes. But when he applied value to it, this is a pencil drawing and this is a marker drawing. He created three-dimensional looks, right? Using value, right? And this is flat. Of paper and canvases. So that's exactly what we are going to be focusing on today and creating our very own 3D monochromatic shapes. Right? So today we're going to be focusing more so on the form, and we're going to be practicing on our newsprint paper. Everybody's going to get a pencil and an eraser and some newsprint paper. But I do wanted to take some time to show you a little bit some of the shapes that you can end up drawing. We're going to end up, you're going to pick 3 of your best, let's see, shape drawings. And then next week, I'm going to give you actual piece of paper, and you're going to transfer some of your drawings. You're going to pick 3 of whatever you practiced from today. And then we're going to create nice, 3 beautiful drawings. And then we're going to start painting them against your value card. So whatever color that you picked, you're going to pick that color and you're going to apply the value against the shape. Yeah, go ahead. Like, in other words, put like a little line from water on the inside. Yeah. We're going to keep it more so 3D shape, just keep it all about that 3D form. And then from there, you know, we're going to create tints and shades and keep it to that more so. All right. So looking at our, and then I'll get into like how we apply value. I want to focus first more so on the drawing aspect of it. So, you know, when we learn, boys and girls, we had, so back in kindergarten, we learned, all of you learned about your 3 basic shapes. We have, what is this? A circle, right? We have a triangle, right? And a square. But when we create a 3-dimensional form, we take this flat 2D shape, and then when we add dimension to it, it becomes a form, right? So let's see if we start first with our basic shape, which is a square. So you're going to play around with your pencil today. You're going to make a square, right? So then we have to now think about how do we create a 3D shape based on this square. So I just drew, you know, a 4 equally as much as I can, 4 lines to make a square. And from there, to draw a 3D cube, I put a little dot in the center, and then I make another equally square, parallel. And then from there, connect the lines from the edges. And all of a sudden, you can see, right? It's all of a sudden now a 3D form. And then from there, like let's say now, looking at a triangle, is one way to do like a triangle. Sometimes you can do a center line in the center, almost like a little upside down arrow shape. And then from there, connect the lines. You create a 3D triangle, right? And then let's say looking at a circle, there's a few different things you can do with circle. Number 1, you could take the circle, right? And then that could be, what does the circle end up becoming? A sphere. You can also take a circle and create a cylinder, right? So let's say this could be like our sphere. Then let's say if I wanted to do a cylinder, now a cylinder, tilt it a little bit, right? You start off with almost like an ellipse, like an oval, right? And then from there, let's say you do 2 straight lines on the bottom. And then from there, like another curved line this way, right? And then what other forms can we draw? We can also draw, let's say, like a cone shape. So we can start off, let's say, almost like a triangle, and then from there, curve the bottom, right? And those are kind of like our pencil outline drawings. Now, before we go, what happens now when we add a light source to some of these dimensional shapes? All of a sudden, boys and girls, you see this from here, when you add a light source, all of a sudden, we see value applied to this 3-dimensional shape. Right? And then wherever you see the light source coming, the lightest part is hitting the closest to the light source, and then obviously then the shades and the shadows it creates is on the opposite side. So if I'm looking at my forms, and let's say create a little table line, right? That. Now looking at, let's say this, let's say if I'm looking at my drawing and I'm looking at this, where do you think my shade is gonna go? On the opposite side. On the opposite side. So take your pencil, and today it's gonna be all about practice. So then we're gonna add our shade. If my light source is doing this, or let's say this is my light source, like my sun, the shade is gonna be on the opposite side. Perfect. Now, do you think that will also create a shadow, right? Or we're going to the bottom of this, on the bottom, yeah. Like, let's say then, if my light source is coming this way, my shadow is going to be somewhere this way. And then, I might even be the darkest, right? And practice on all your other parts. My light source is coming this way, that's going to be the lightest part. And then the sphere is a little bit tricky, right? It gets a little bit, like, you know, it gradually gets darker and darker and darker. And then let's see, my shadow is somewhere right here. And that's going to be like where my darkest value and shade is going to be. Okay, make it look a little bit more rounded. And then, so let's say following the same sort of system, my light source is here on the cube. Where do you think my shade is going to be? Where do you think my shade is? Right, this one right here? Yep, absolutely. Okay. And then we're going to be erasing the exterior line there. My shadow. Let's do something like this, right? And then that's going to be my darkest, right? Right there, against the sun and blocking the entire sunlight view. All right, boys and girls. So I said, let's start practicing. Let's do my row first, just to keep it a little bit on the gift question. But can you go back? Go ahead, of course. So let's start with the back row first. Come on up. Come get some paper, some eraser, and a pencil. Put your names on it. And today is just practice. Practice with a few shades. Start thinking about your value. Show me your light source. You put a little arrow. Right. Now this row over here. This other row. Then you guys come on over, come on over, come on over. Don't draw them too small. Give yourself some space. A little sun for your light source. And remember, put a little line behind, let's say, look at the final artwork. Feel comfortable today? So show me where's your light. Here. This is like a here, right? You do a little time mark. Practice it like that. Try all the shades. Give me a cone, give me a sphere, give me a cylinder. Okay. They're very good. Good. Did I get you? Remember, erase the interior lines. And then show me somewhere with an arrow or the sun. Where is your light source? And then I want to see you apply some tone. Rachel, how are you? Good. What are you doing over there? And don't go too small, okay? Yes, yep, you erase that one. And then give yourself like a little cable line, let's say, as if your shades are sitting on some sort of surface. So then you could create some shadow. What are oil? No, oh, okay. Let's take over. Very good. Very good. I like that you are thinking about the darkest shade. I don't like that you did a table line, showing me where it's sitting.
My suggest myself.
Just a little sound check, just a little bit lower. There is another class on the other side of the room. Keep your voices a little down. All right, so let's go to your seat. Show me now.
Don't blend it. You look more like a what? I want to remind you again, sound check. Your voice is down. There's another class on the other side. Your voice is down.
Louder. Salmon? Shrimp.
Doesn't let it pull the head and the face. Right? Am I right or am I right? Another missile. Okay, first of all,
See what?
I'm too excited to see.
I'm so excited that I ruined my painting. No. I'm not doing this. Where am I putting it? Nowhere. I don't see it at all. And he sees
A one
didn't put on pencil. No. I'm busy with you. Behind Jade. No. You cannot stop. I swear. Okay. I know. Yeah, exactly. Wait, something stop her. How can you stop being this bad? The next thing you know, the cops are gonna arrive in the restaurant. No, but
Alright, boys and girls, we're wrapping up. We have 2 minutes left for the period. It's gonna be an easy cleanup. This is on your next class. Alright, we're wrapping up. I would like everybody to bring me your pencil drawings, your practice drawings, bring your pencils back and your erasers. Line up. Alright, bring your drawings. And pencils go back here. And then you guys will line up. Like,
What are you doing?
moth.
Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Bye. 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 Great job, guys. Great job.
So short. Her life goal, her life goal right now literally. Pick up one line, take 2 steps. As in like easy. Most like stop. I want teachers. Okay. Oh, okay, bunny master. Next week I'm gonna bunny and bunny master. Exactly. You get. I know. Hey, don't leave me.
Bye-bye.
Good job.
Steph.
Okay, so I will see you later, okay?
All right, thank you, Steph. Bye-bye.
No problem. Great job.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. I told her about the scenery. She wants you to
Okay.
show her.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, I'll take pictures.
Please. Yes.
Over it out. But thank you. All right, bye.
Christina, I love your shirt. Oh, that's nice.
Today, the girls are like, oh, why are you wearing lipstick?
Okay, I'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.